Hello. So I said to you a few weeks ago about my dolls that I made that aren't normal dolls. And these are in my snug. This is where we come in the evening. And I've got all the artificial lights on because it's a bit of a dull day. This is my very old settle with some of my tapestries and moth and beetle cushions on. And on this shelf I have some of the dolls. This is Gregory. He was my first doll I made, including all his clothes and his little shoes. I knitted his socks. Don't look at the dust. They do collect a lot of dust. I then made Laurel, who has her little feathered hat on and her velvet gown with her rings, and she has petticoat, pantaloons and stripy socks, or tights and curly shoes. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to avoid the dog bed there. And this is Cecil. Gregory, by the way, I made in 2011, and Laurel I made in 2011. This is Cecil, who I made in 2014. And he had his three-piece suit on with a leather belt I made, and his +4s, his fancy shoes. There we go. And he has his hair in a ponytail. And this is one of my Marriot dolls. I made loads of these, and they are what a jester has. If you watch a jester, they talk to a Marriot doll. A lot of them sold. This is a comments book from when I've held open studios. I made a few of these. We're stitching. Sorry about my finger there. And inside helps if I have it the right way up, doesn't it? See the shells on the front, the beading, lace, stitching, embroidery. And when people come and visit on an open studios, this is 2014, this open studios, they come and make lovely comments. So if ever you go and watch open studios, it does mean a lot to have all these comments to the artist. Now behind Cecil, Laurel and Gregory is my Dragon's Hoe quilt hanging up on the wall. This was inspired by a Roger Dean book cover, Magnetic Storm. And all these fabrics I dyed myself. And I can't remember the year. I'd probably say on the back actually. It went to NEC and got highly commended. 2015, Festival of Quilts, 2015. That was on show at the NEC. It's the only time I put a quilt in, so I was quite pleased with that. On the end of the shelf are the twins. This is Hector and Hebe. They are little steampunk twins. Hector stands on his own. Again, he's got a little three-piece suit of tweed, clock box chain, and Hebe has all the pieces of a steampunk girl. She sits on a little skull I made, papier-mâché skull. Has a gem in there that twinkles. And this is a harbour I made for my son quite a few years ago. 2018 I made the harbour. Now if we pan round, if you saw all the insect cushions, this is a print from my son, and behind him are a pair of dolls called Pastimes. And that was a Dull Street Dreamers course, and they're by Barbara Showinoff, I think is the name. It's all charity shop finds, these fabrics. Some beading on a bodice, and Chris's print sits there. Behind that is an aquarium piece, one of my early pieces. One of my pastel pictures of Portland. On this back wall, I have a lot of real butterflies. They were rescued from a charity shop who'd put them in the bin, and I didn't like that. So I brought them home and put them on the wall. This piece was a, I think it was Stitch magazine, and I can't remember the lady. And this piece was one of my first ever machine embroidery pieces. That's a real butterfly, and my goldwork owl, which you've seen a few episodes ago. And some more real butterflies. And there's some dragonflies I stitched. Again, they're 3D. Sorry for the reflections on the glass. Some have got non-reflective glass and some haven't. Scarab beetle, you've seen in an earlier one. These insects were in children's magazines, collectors' magazines. I do have beaded ones. I made some beaded ones. These were all being thrown out. Another lovely print that was a gift. Some more gifts. And this one is Anne Kelly, textile artist. These ceramic ones are Anna Colette Hunt. Lovely ceramic butterflies, and she did the stag beetle too. Oh, I've got dog fur there. Now on the bar, I brought these two in because where they live, I can't show you them. It's too dark. Anyway, this is Fenella in her cottage. You can see the whole cottage there. I do love a bit of papier-mâché construction. Now everything in here I put together myself. There's a female candle with a wick, her little crystal ball, She used to have a bigger one, but I don't know where it's gone now. Some crystals, some jars of potions. If I move her out of the way, all potions and collections that she's done. Bottle of eyeballs, bottle of whiskey. Her little familiar who lives in a shell. Cauldron, of course. Another candle on a stick. And some things hanging up. So that is Fenella. And I made her... What did I make Fenella? I've got it written down here. I tried to... 2013 I made her. Same year as Padded her. And this is Fergus, the last one I made in 2015. Not scrap behind him, but this is who sits here on his little tree stump, fishing. He's got a little sewing machine bobbin for his reel and a real cane rod. And if you've got a fisherman in the house, you will see, apart from the dust and the fluff, he does have a leader, which is the fine bit of fishing line, and a little tiny, I can't quite, oh, there we go. It's a tiny little fly I made. See his hook there, and he's already been quite successful. This is a little fishing creel I made out of some garden string, and I made the trout from Fimo. That will he take home for his supper. So that's Fergus, the fisherman. And up above all my insects and butterflies is Johnny Fish. And that is a quilt that won the 2010 Heaver Open Challenge. Again, a lot of the fabrics are my own dyed fabrics. We were the brief was our favourite artist, and I love Daniel Merriam, who does these very fantastical paintings. So I hand quilted the house, the cliffs. You can see the faces in the cliffs. That's Johnny Fish. And the insects and the beads up there do wiggle. So that is my weird and wonderful collection of dolls that I have left. I have sold a few. They are collector's pieces now, so I hope that's filled you in on my dolls.